We took the new Dyson Cyclone V10 Absolute Cordless Vacuum and the Dyson V8 Absolute and put them through a series of tests to see and measure the differences. We went into a lot of detail so you can use the clickable timestamp links below to skip right to the category that interests you. Links in the description for current prices and reviews on both models, and let's get started. We have the Absolute version of both vacuums, which means that they both came with a soft brush in addition to the standard cleaner head. The standard cleaner head has been upgraded quite a bit from the V8 to the V10. It's now called a torque drive cleaner head, and Dyson says it has 25% more brush roll agitation power than the V8 standard cleaner head. The new design also has two small adjustable gates on the front, which are crucial for picking up larger debris on hard floors. The V8 standard cleaner head doesn't have these gates, so we tested to see if it made a difference. The V10 with its gates all the way open did really well on both low and high power. The V8 was unable to pick up any of the larger debris on hard floors without similar gates. Interestingly, the same head on the V8 had no trouble with larger debris on carpet. In fact, it was just a little better than the V10's torque head as far as larger debris on carpet, even with the gates on the torque drive all the way open. Both the V8 and the V10 had no trouble with large debris on hard floors with the soft brush. We tested this in low and high power, and though it was better on high power, the low power settings did the job fine. I was genuinely impressed with the pickup ability on both carpet and hard floors with both units, but it's important to choose the right head or the right setting on the head to get the best results. So to sum up this section, the Dyson V10's torque head is a significant improvement over the V8's head. I would say that getting the Absolute version with the soft brush is more important with the V8, especially if you have hard floors. Moving on to airflow and suction results. Part of the reason Dyson moved to a more inline design with the V10 was so it could generate more airflow. And combined with its new motor, it really does. We tested the airflow at three places: the cleaner head, the wand opening, and directly on the base. Here are all the airflow numbers, and I'll explain what they mean. The V10's airflow didn't change much no matter where we measured it. It had the highest airflow at 2,027 feet per minute, measured at the wand. On medium power, it was about 1220, and it was 925 feet per minute on low power. The V8 was just a little more powerful than the V10 on low power at 964 feet per minute. Its highest airflow measurement was 1,752. The interesting thing was that when the V8 was measured at the cleaner head, which is the most common use, that number drops almost 200 feet per minute to 1,555. Just to be safe, I tested this on two different occasions with the same results. Another way to test the airflow is with the Crevice Pickup test. We have two crevice sizes, an 1/8 inch and a 1/4 inch. Most vacuums simply can't pick up the debris in either crevice, and many of the vacuums that can take up to 11 passes to do so. I didn't really expect them to pick up much on the low power setting, but I was surprised to see that both the V8 and the V10 were able to pick up the debris on at least the 1/8 inch crevices, but the V10 did so a little easier by doing so with one less pass. On high power, the V8 was able to pick up all the debris in both crevice sizes in about 3 passes. The V10 on high power does better than any vacuum I've tested yet of any type, picking up all the debris from both crevice sizes in just one pass. Even though airflow is what people mostly mean when they talk about suction, we tried to test the actual suction or inches of water lift, but both units have a fairly sensitive auto shutoff feature for when the bin gets full or there's a clog, so we couldn't test for water lift. Moving on to battery life. The battery life on both the V8 and the V10 are dramatically different depending on what power mode you're using and which attachments you have attached. For the sake of time, we measured the main extremes of each power setting. For example, on low power with no attachments, the V8 went for 42 minutes and 48 seconds, and the V10 went for 61 minutes. On high power with the cleaner head attached, the V8 went for 9 minutes, and the V10 for 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which is actually pretty good for that much power. The V10, which is the only one with a medium power setting, went almost 27 minutes on medium power with the cleaner head attached. If you're wondering if low power is enough to clean your floors, I would say that it really is. I had my doubts before these tests, but low power is still better than 90% of the upright vacuums out there. They are both very close to the same weight, with the base of the V10 being just 3 ounces heavier. Both of these units are much better than any cordless I've used in terms of weight and comfort. They perform pretty much identically in terms of handling and smoothness. The extra airflow can be felt on carpet with the V10 on high power, but not enough to really matter. The dustbin is about 8 ounces or 1 cup bigger on the V10 than on the V8, which is pretty significant. The V10 also has a new way of emptying the bin where you can point the barrel inside the trash can to reduce mess. I didn't really find this all that helpful. I find the older style V8 bin emptying system is just as good. As far as noise level, the V10 is quieter on low power and the V8 is quieter on high power, but there were no extremes in either case as far as the noise level. I'll say that the V10 is certainly an upgrade from the V8. It has a better cleaner head, more power, longer battery life on low power, an added medium power setting, and a much bigger bin without sacrificing weight or maneuverability makes it our pick for the best cordless vacuum of 2018. Links in the description to Amazon, and consider a like or a subscription if this video helped you out. We'll be putting out a lot more content on these two vacuums, as well as videos on the latest robot vacuums and carpet cleaners and more. You can also subscribe to our social links below.